Thank you very much, Chavila. Slides. I don't have so many today. So we'll see. Okay. Welcome, welcome.
Good evening, Christophe.
Good evening, Chavila. Apollina. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Yeah, fine. Thank you so much. Thank you for the quiz. Yeah, I'm very impressed. Yeah, many good answers from many people. So yeah, it's very nice. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
And so because the quiz could make us notice some common confusion sometimes, so we will try to get in again in different contradictory and also different from cup, contradictory with cup and non-cup. We'll try to discuss that today. And I have some slides as well. Yeah. Okay, welcome, welcome. Or shall we wait a little bit for the comers, the newcomers? And at Chavila, maybe I will need to be co-host for the sharing. Seems so. Yeah.
Decidere
Nicolas, gusto Boimbe.
Nagidu Kerang gusto ko.
Naive.
Huh?
Hi, Nicola.
I cannot hear you, Christophe. It's strange.
Oh, really? Oh, that's weird because for everyone that should be okay. No? That's weird. Nanda?
Bonjour, bonjour.
Hey, bonjour. How are you
Comment
then?
ça va?
Good.
Good,
Oh,
good. How are things?
and Nicola doesn't seem to hear me.
Now I
Ah,
hear you.
Okay, good.
salut Nico.
Hello. It's not very strong though, the sound.
Ah, really? Okay, so that mic is plugged and
It's selected.
selected as well.
Okay. Maybe it's my ears.
Do you have a flu?
Yeah.
Indian flu.
Indian flu, yeah, exactly.
Okay. So we will start if you wish. Welcome everyone. Okay, so today we will keep on with the comparisons and try to dive a little bit more into the differences between different from cup, contradictory with cup, non-cup. Okay, we will see that slowly, step by step. Okay, so that's just some images that we've seen last time, just to recall a little bit what we've seen. We've seen the gesture, if you remember well, and we saw the symbolism behind that, yeah? Do you remember what it meant or what it means? Anyone?
The union of compassion and wisdom.
Yes. Yeah,
Compassion and
the
wisdom.
union of compassion and wisdom. Exactly. Yeah, very good. That's very important. That's our motivation each time we try to debate. Very good. Okay. Then we've seen the general map of the universe, yeah, with existent, impermanent, and so on. Okay, so we try to see as well why the subject existent is permanent. But if it is existent, it's not necessarily permanent. We've seen that. Okay. And now another dichotomy. It's a kind of, full-fledged type of contradiction. It implies all phenomena, all existence. Yeah. If it exists, it has to be one or different. Yeah, that's very important. So what makes the difference between one and different? It's the thought consciousness. Yeah, here you have a very famous statue, the thinker. So yeah, for the purpose to show that what makes the difference between one and different, it's mainly we could say the thought consciousness here. If it's different for the thought consciousness, it has to be distinguished, so it cannot be one. Yeah, if it exists and the thought consciousness can distinguish either the name or the meaning, or even better, the name and the meaning. So it's different. Yeah, for instance, we could say, Chanchu Perdonla, could you tell us your how do you say, civil name?
Nicole Goulou.
Yes.
Claire.
So for everyone, Chanchu Perdonla and Nicole different or one? Yeah, you have on one side Chancho Pedunla, on the other side you have Nicole. Are they different or one?
They are
Yes.
one.
They are one.
Yes,
So
they are one.
yes, we could say that we refer to the same object or to the same person, yeah? But the name is different, no? Yeah, when we say Chancho Perdonla, we imply also the monastic people, yeah, the ordained person, yeah. And when we speak about Nicole, we think more or less about the civil name, the administrative name, something like this, yeah? Okay, so the names are different, but in one sense, the meaning is the same. In one sense, in a loose sense, we could say the person is the same. When you want to refer to Nicole, you have to refer to Chanchupedona. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's why we can speak so many different ways about the same thing. Yeah. You could say the table which is in front of you. You could say the table which is in front of you, which has that and that color. You could say the table which is not yours, or the table which is inside the room where you are. You refer to the same table, no? But with different expressions. So if the expressions are different, so the phenomena are different, yeah, because they exist and they are diverse for the thought consciousness, yeah. Do you agree with that? Okay. Let's see some concrete examples, yeah. So we should keep in mind that it is either one or different, yeah. It's a dichotomy, yeah. We cannot have something which is one and different. It's not possible, yeah. Okay. Okay, so it's the one or the other. So could you say that this whole set of flowers is one or different? Who wants to say it's one? Who wants to say it's different? The whole set of flowers.
It's one.
It's one for Nicolas. Who else?
It's one.
It's one for Chavila.
One.
One, many ones. Okay, so it's many because we have many ones. No, I'm joking. Okay. So it's one because.
Because it's not different.
Oh, so if it is not different, it has to be one.
Maybe not.
Because, for instance,
Not
unicorn is not different, but it's not one.
exactly.
Okay, so the whole set of flowers is one because?
Because it is referred to as flower by the name flower, and or by the name bunch of flower, or by the name rose.
Yes, we could say it's one bunch of flowers. Of course, the flowers are many. Yes, but the whole set itself is one, yeah? Do you agree with that? We could say, for instance, the couple Obama. The couple Obama, is it one or different? Who wants to say one? Who wants to say different? The couple Obama.
It's one couple.
It's one couple, yeah? Okay. Yes, it's made by different individuals, yeah, contradictory individuals, but the whole set still is one because it's not diverse for the thought consciousness. Okay, very good. Very good. So now, two roses. Are they one or different?
Different.
Roses
Yeah.
will be different
They are
Different.
different. Very good. Yeah, they are different because they
because
are not. Yeah.
though the name is same rose, but it can be of different shade or different size,
Yes,
like that.
exactly. Exactly, because even, yeah, for the thought consciousness, we distinguish them. Yeah, we could say one is on the left and the other is on the right, for instance, yeah, for the thought consciousness. Or the shape, as you say, yeah, or the color. One nuance would be brighter in one rose and not so much in the other, for instance. Okay, so they are
If
different.
they are different, they cannot be at the same place, right? At the same time.
Okay, they cannot be at the same place at the same time. So, for instance, the impermanence of the rose and the rose itself, they are not different because they exist at the same place and the same time.
No, I'm saying, I'm talking about the two roses.
Yes, the two roses, they cannot exist exactly at the same place and at the same time. Exactly, yes, that's true. Yeah, but in general, if it exists at the same place.
No, that's different. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a general.
Okay, very good. So the two roses, yeah, when we try to approach the concept of swalakshana, yeah, specifically characterized phenomenon, we will see maybe one day that they are triply characterized, yeah. Yu madreba, ngo madreba, du madreba. So we will say that they cannot share their time, their localization, and their nature, yeah. They are specific in those three ways in particular. Okay, so that's just one tiny point. Okay, so two roses are different. So now a seed and its sprout, they are one or different? Who would say they are one? Who would say they are different?
They share the same nature, but not the same time,
Okay, yes.
or even the same complete localization, because the rose will take more place than the seed does.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So, yeah, one,
It would
yes.
it would be the same continuum, no?
Yes, exactly. We could
Uh,
say that's the same continuum. That's one continuum, but those parts of the continuum are necessarily different. Yeah, the seed
Mhm.
is the cause of the sprout. Do you agree? If the seed is the cause of the sprout, it necessarily exists before the sprout.
Mhm.
And the sprout, which is the effect of the seed, has necessarily to exist after the seed. So they are necessarily different. Yeah? Do you agree with that?
mm,
Mm,
Because they
Yeah.
can,
Except,
yeah.
yeah.
One is the effect of its cause, one is the cause of the effect. So they cannot exist at the same time, yeah? Do you agree?
Mhm.
Okay, very good. So if they cannot exist at the same time, they are necessarily different.
Mhm.
Okay, very good. Not only they are different, but we could say they are contradictory. Yeah, the contradiction also is a matter of fact for the thought consciousness mainly. Yeah? The thought consciousness is able to say that the sprout and its seed are contradictory. They are not only different, but they are contradictory. Do you remember the definition of contradictory?
Mm,
It's different and they have no common base.
Yes, very good, Zigrunla, very good. Like a mantra, even more powerful than Sri Vajrabhairava's mantra. Wow. Because they are different and no common base. Okay. So different belongs to the definition of contradictory, yeah? Okay, so we could say that there is a perversion. If it is contradictory, it's necessarily different. But if it is different, it's not necessarily contradictory.
mm.
Yeah? But in the case of a seed and its sprout, they are necessarily contradictory. So they are necessarily different.
Do they really have no common basis?
So could you posit a common base between a seed and its sprout?
Well, their continuum.
The continuum, the continuum would be a common base. Do you remember what means a common base?
No. Okay.
It's it's a phenomenon which has to be both items.
So it has to coexist at the same time.
And we could say that the continuum would itself be at the same time a seed and a sprout. We even more, a seed and its sprout. Do you find something that could be a seed and its sprout? A cause and its effect?
Mm. Mm,
That's
yeah,
difficult, yeah. That's
yeah.
difficult. Yeah, okay. So that's important to keep that in mind, is that between a cause and its effect, it's necessarily a contradiction. One cannot be the other because one has to exist before or after the other. So that's very, very interesting. I would highly encourage people who haven't attended yet teachings from Genlo Cell on the 7th chapter of the Madhyamaka Shastra from Arya Nagarjuna. He translated the chapter from Sanskrit and Tibetan, yeah, in order to teach on that text. And Arya Nagarjuna is checking a composed phenomena and is trying to discard the Sautrantika view. We could say the Abhidharmika view in the general sense. But first, in order to discard the Sautrantika, or the view from the Abhidharma, we have to understand it perfectly. Yeah, so that's why we dive into that now to check the Sautrantika. Then after one day, maybe we have the perspective to check the reasonings of the Madhyamaka. Yeah, that's very interesting. Okay. Okay, so the seed and its sprout are necessarily contradictory because they are one cause and its effect. Okay, so one exists before the other exists after the first, so they cannot be one, or they cannot be not contradictory, they cannot be not different. Yeah, is that clear for everyone? Or no? If it's not clear, just scream, please. Because yes, I should put more cams.
I have a question, Christopher La.
Yes, please, Sentemomola.
Uh, During if anybody has done potato farming, like at the end we can find the seed potato
Mm.
after it has bore its fruit.
Mm. You mean a potato that has germinated, no?
Germinated, but the potato, the first potato which is buried under this soil, that is like after when we take out the potatoes, the seeds or the fruits, then that seed potato, the first potato, we can find it.
Mm. Yeah. Okay, so we could find in the potato something that belongs to the seed. That's what you mean, Sentemomola, or maybe I'm just.
Yeah, I'm like at the time of the sprout and fruits, the seed potato is also there. The first potato which we bury under the under the soil,
Okay.
and then at the time of harvest we can find it.
But
Ah,
then, Chetan Amala, then you have two potatoes, right?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, the seed, the plant, and the plant is also there. The seed potato is also there, and the last like fruit potato is also there. Yeah.
Okay. So at some for some plants we can find so for the seed, yeah, we could say the root maybe. Yeah, for some plants we can find flowers and fruits and roots all together, yeah. But can we say that if they coexist, they can be cause and effect of each other?
Oh, yeah. Not at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, the Wasitamomola is Vaibhashika. Oh wow. If you accept that cause and effect can coexist, yeah, you will be Vaibhashika, which is not bad. Yeah, Acharya Vasubandhu started with that. Wow, there's a great hope. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. And even more than that, yeah, they would accept that cause and effect, they can produce each other mutually. Oh wow. Wow, that's so scary. Yeah, it's like Buddhist Halloween. Okay. Okay. Very good. So we could say yes that the continuum of a cause and the continuum of its effect can still coexist. Yeah, I would go in that direction, like Tsetan Wamola, maybe not in the Vaibhashika, but in another way, like maybe Tsetan Wamola wanted to say so. Like you have, like for instance, it's a little bit cold now in France, so I guess sometimes people would burn fire, yeah, outside. Okay, so fire is the cause of smoke. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Yes, we could say even more precisely, the fire is the cause of smoke from that fire. Because you have sometimes smokes from another fire or something else. Okay, but smoke and fire, they are cause and effect. Okay, so when we have the fire, it's still burning, and when the smoke is there, so what happens? Are we Vaibhashika? Do we have the cause and its effect at exactly at the same time?
No, because the smoke is due to something that burned before, and the fire that is ongoing is burning something else that will later, or that will very soon give up smoke. Give us.
Yes. Exactly. We could say that the continuum of fire and the continuum of smoke coexist, that one instant of fire produces one instant of smoke and cannot exist when the instant of smoke exists. Yeah. So it's very sequential. Yeah, that's very important to see like this in the causality, in the Buddhist presentation of causality, which is so important because in causality we also have karmic causality. Yeah, to understand how things arise and the 12 links of dependent origination and so on. Yeah, that's so important. Okay, okay. So yes. Yes, we can have the continuum of a cause and a continuum of the effect which coexist, but one specific cause and its specific effect cannot coexist. Yeah. For instance, you have the the direct perception of the blue color, for instance. Yeah. The blue color is the cause of your eye consciousness and apprehending it. Yeah. Do you agree with that? Okay. So if the blue color is the cause of the eye consciousness apprehending it, if the cause cannot exist at the time of the effect, so what do we perceive? A non-existent? With a huge question mark.
Christophe, can you say again, please?
Sorry. So you have, for instance, your eye consciousness, for instance, the sprout on the screen. So you have the sprout on the screen, and the image of the sprout on the screen is one cause of your eye consciousness apprehending it. Yeah, because if the image is not there, you cannot see that. Yeah, so the image is one cause of your eye consciousness apprehending it. Okay, because it's the cause of your eye consciousness apprehending it, it follows that at the time of the eye consciousness, which is the result, the cause doesn't exist anymore. So what does see your eye consciousness a non-existent?
Well, I think the moment one of the eye consciousness, apprehending the image of the sprout on the screen, actually correlates with the moment like -1 of the image of the sprout on the screen, no?
Yes. Yes, exactly. Yeah, we would have like the time one of the sprout, which is the cause of the time one of the eye consciousness. Yeah. Okay. But the time one of the eye consciousness, because it's the effect of the time one of the sprout has ceased to exist at the time of the effect. So what do you see? A non-existent sprout.
You see the next moment of it, don't you?
Okay, but the next moment is still causing the moment number two of your eye consciousness.
Yeah, but it didn't cause time moment number one.
Sorry?
It didn't cause moment number one. It can
Exactly.
only cause moment number two.
Yes, exactly.
So moment number one of the image on the screen is gone, right?
Yes.
That moment has ceased to exist.
Well, at the time of the eye consciousness apprehending it. So what does it apprehend? A non-existence.
It apprehends that what has existed.
Oh,
It has this one delay.
it remembers. So the eye consciousness
No, it
remembers.
does not remember because in the moment it apprehends it. I mean, it apprehends it because the thing was there before.
Ah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That's
No,
interesting.
but still it has to exist because else we cannot apprehend it.
Mm,
Mm.
yeah, there's a time
You,
gap.
you just have a time delay. You have
Exactly,
a
the
time delay because of the sense power. But still,
exactly.
yeah. If it would not have been existed, the eye consciousness would not have been able to apprehend it.
Okay. Yes. That's why it's necessarily there in order for its effect to exist. Yeah. It's a kind of relationship. Yeah. We would say the Tadutpadi Sambandha in Sanskrit. Yeah. The relationship of cause and effect. Yeah. There are two kinds of, we would say, relation. Yeah. A relation of what as one essence, or relation as cause and effect. Yeah. Okay. So in that case, it's a relation of cause and effect. Or it means that if the cause is not there, the effect cannot be there. So very good, yeah. Okay, but at the time of the effect, the cause cannot be there. Yeah, so we have a problem, yeah. Houston, we have a problem. So because at the time of the cause, there is a sprout on the screen, okay, the image, which is the cause, and at the time of the effect, the cause has gone. So we have a problem. We have the time gap problem. Yeah. Okay, that's why the Vibhashika would say it's just like on a real time. We don't have any, for mind, there is no specific time lap. But for the Sautrantika and for the other schools, even for the Madhyamika, we have to understand that. Yeah, how does it create an effect, and how can our eye consciousness apprehend the cause of that consciousness when the cause cannot be there? Yeah, so the Sautrantika would speak about the akara, the aspect, number in Tibetan. Yeah, the aspect. It means that the sprout here is projecting an aspect to your eye consciousness, and your eye consciousness is, in one sense, taking the form of that sprout. So with that, your eye consciousness is apprehending the sprout on real time through the aspect. It's a kind of trace, it's a kind of track in one sense, left by, or print, a kind of print in one sense, left by the object at the time of its effect. Yes, but still it's very difficult to understand how we could have a valid perception of that moment, very short moment. It's too short to have a valid perception. Yeah? Okay, so then we will discuss a little bit later about that. Yeah, that's why Acharya Dharmotara, one great Indian epistemologist, yeah, in the Buddhist philosophy, said that the object of obtention of a direct perception is not a small instant of time, a small instant of time, but a continuum. Yeah, ngonsungi toparjawa yang yun yino kechimani topamin pichiro. Yeah, exactly. That's what he says. The object of obtention, the object obtained by the direct perception, is the continuum itself. Yun yino. Yeah, because a very short moment of time cannot be ascertained by the mind. Yeah. So we have a continuum of the cause and a continuum of its effect, exactly like smoke and fire. Yeah, you have the sprout here on the screen. There is a continuum of the sprout. There is a continuum of the eye consciousness apprehending the sprout. But each instant of the sprout is the cause of each subsequent instant of mind. Okay, it was just a point for In order to speak about direct perception, because we will speak about that again, yeah. As we said before, we have the ontological side and the epistemological side. Yeah, both have to match. Yeah, that's very important. Okay, so do you agree that at the time of the effect, the cause cannot be there anymore? Okay, so that's why we have problems with that, because for a sprout and a seed, that's okay, but for mind, how we know that we know reality, how we know that we are not seeing non-existent, a non-existent sprout and so on. Yeah, we have to explain that. Okay, so leave it aside for the moment. So now, Bob and impermanent, are they different?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, here you have Bob. Sorry, I didn't didn't introduce you to Bob, one of my favorite minions. Okay. That's, of course, it's an imaginary thing, yeah, Bob. Okay, okay. So we could say the image of Bob and impermanent. The image of Bob and impermanent, are they different or contradictory? So do you remember what means different, yeah? Different? What is the definition of different?
They're diverse phenomena and they have to exist. So I was just thinking whether so I think Bob does not exist, it would be non-existent, but the
Yes,
image of Bob,
image, yeah. The
image
image.
of Bob, I think it's existent,
Okay,
and impermanent.
they
So they're
are,
different. Now I have to think about
okay.
contradictory.
Yes, different phenomena, yeah, for the definition of different. And yeah, phenomena means existence, yeah. So so it's it implies to exist when it's different, yeah. Yeah, when we say different phenomena, a phenomenon has to be an existent, has to be an established base, observed by valid cognition and so on. Yeah, very good. And contradictory implies different, yeah, because it has to be different and no common base. So, do you find any common base between the image of Bob, or we could say a drawing, and impermanent?
An impermanent drawing.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, for instance, the drawing of Bob, the drawing of Bob, the image of Bob is a drawing and is impermanent. It's a common base between Bob, between what did we say? Between a drawing and impermanent. Yeah, it's a drawing which is impermanent, so it's a common base between both. Yeah, do you agree? But the image of the teddy bear of Bob and the image of Bob, are they contradictory or only different? So we could say that, for instance, yeah, we speak about real people. Yeah, imagine a teddy bear and a person. A teddy bear and a person, are they different? Or even more, are they contradictory?
They are contradictory because they have no common base.
Yes. If they have no common base, they are necessarily contradictory.
They're contradictory if they have no common base and they are different.
Okay. Okay. They are contradictory because they are different and no common base. Yeah, very good. Okay, but yes, a teddy bear and impermanent. Teddy bear and impermanent. Are they contradictory or just different?
They're only different because Bob is impermanent.
Yes, exactly. Yes. If they were contradictory, we could not say that Bob is impermanent. Yeah. We could not find any common base. Yeah. Very good. So Bob and impermanent are not contradictory. They are they are only different. Yeah. Do you agree with that?
But a person and a bear are also impermanent. So
Yes, exactly.
don't they share a common base?
So person and bear. So if we say teddy bear, that would be different. A teddy bear is a kind of toy, yeah. But a bear and a person for Buddhist philosophy, there are three possibilities, yeah. Yeah, necessarily common basis because a bear is a person, is a non-human person. Yeah, yeah, very good. Okay, very good, Richala. But the teddy bear and the person, they are equivalent, contradictory, 3P, 4P.
They're contradictory.
Yeah,
They are different and they don't have a common base.
wonderful, Zigluna. Perfect. Yes. So now, existent and non-self. Existent and selflessness. Are they different? Yeah, I guess, no? They are different, no?
Excuse me, I don't understand why you can't say that the common basis
Yes.
between the bear or the teddy bear and a person is that they are both impermanent phenomena.
Okay. So because they share some common characteristics, they would have necessarily a common base. Like for instance, table and chair, they share some characteristics.
So common basis is not just sharing a characteristic.
Oh, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all, yeah.
Common base is we can posit something that is both, right? Both a teddy bear and a person.
Okay.
Exactly, yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
okay, thank you.
That's
Yeah.
very important. That's why we tried to discuss that before, but it's nice to discuss it again, yeah. Yeah, we could say that there are so many characteristics which are shared by many items. It doesn't mean that those items share common basis, yeah. Like
Mm.
for instance, table, chair, pot, house, they are forms, they are all forms. So they share the characteristics to be form, to be impermanent, to exist, to have shapes, and so on and so on. But nothing of that can be their common base because there is no common base at all between house, table, chair, pot, and so on. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Very good. So yes, a person is necessary. Who has the definition of a person?
A being imputed independence on any of its aggregates.
Yes, very good, Nicolas. Wow. A person or a being, we could say yes, a being, which or a me, an I. Yeah. So an individual or a being which is imputed uh, independence on one or the other of its aggregates. Yeah. Okay. So a bear is a person. Yeah. But the teddy bear is not. It's just form. Yeah. Okay, very good. Wow. That's very high philosophy, eh? Teddy bears, roses. Now we have existence and selflessness. Oh, that's nice. It's what kind of
He's a
yeah, koala.
he's a person.
Koala.
No, it's a sloth.
Ah, yes.
Very slowly, like like me.
Yes. We had Bob and his teddy bear, and now we have Nicola and his what? What is that?
Sloth.
Sloth. Okay. Okay, so now between existent and selflessness, yeah, they are different?
Yes,
Yes, they are different because?
because they are diverse phenomena and both exist.
Yes, exactly. So we could even, miss to say that both exist because when we say they are diverse phenomena, we imply that, yeah, because phenomenon is existent, yeah? Yeah, good, very good. So we can just, yeah, they are different because they are diverse phenomena. Yeah. Okay. Or we could say they are different because they exist and they are not one. Yeah. Okay. Very good. And are they contradictory?
No,
They are
No.
not. Okay. They are not because,
because selflessness is inexistent.
yes, selflessness. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good, interesting answer because selflessness is non-existent. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. I try to find some place to. I cannot find. It's kind of a steel answer from Nikolai. Yeah? You cannot force it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because selflessness exists. So if selflessness exists, they are necessarily not contradictory. Okay, we could say because existent is selfless. Yes, we could have said so. Very good. Okay. Yeah, selflessness exists. Yeah, that's a good answer as well. Okay, so something very different. Nah.
Sorry,
So
I still have a question.
yes.
Like it's related to this one. Like I think it was in the first or second class you were saying, non-existent is different. No, how was it? Non-existent is not different from existent,
Yeah.
but existent is different from non-existent.
Except.
And the last one, I don't understand. I mean, I understand like non-existent is not different from existent because non-existent is not existing, so it's not a phenomena. But
Yeah.
then why can we say that existent is different from non-existent? Because non-existent still is not a phenomena. So how can it be diverse phenomena?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big question. It's very, very, very much related to what we mentioned before with Gen Losel's classes, yeah, on the Madhyamaka, because here that's difficult for the Sotrantika to hold that point of view, to say that if something exists, it has to be inherently existent, and if it is different, it has to be inherently different. So if it has to be inherently different, it has to have that kind of inherent relationship with something else to which we compare that. Yeah, so that would be difficult. Like Gen Losel would say, it is as if I had some kind of inherent relationship with my favorite rocking chair. I would be in my rocking chair even in my bed every time, even in the shower and so on, because there should be some kind of inherent relationship between the rocking chair and the person, like here between the one item and the other, with regard to which it is different. They both should exist in order to really be different. So the Madhyamika would address that kind of consequence, but the Sotrantika are not really, you know, are not really, how do you say, it's okay for them. It's okay for them. Yeah? They are not going so far as Arya Nagarjuna, for instance. Okay. But still, the Madhyamika would tell them, if you say that the seed and the sprout are contradictory, how can you say that the seed is contradictory with the sprout when the sprout has yet to exist, is not existent now? So if it doesn't exist at the time of the seed, how can it be different from the seed? And if the seed doesn't exist at the time of the sprout, how can it be different from the sprout? Wow, Ariana Garjuna is so marvelous. Wow. Okay. Okay.
So this, if it's existent, it is different from non-existent. This is the Sautrantika view.
Yeah, they would just say so because they would say yes, existent is different from non-existent because existent exists and it is diverse. For our thought consciousness, we can distinguish existent from non-existent. So that's why existent is a diverse phenomenon from non-existent. But non-existent cannot be a diverse phenomenon because it's not a diverse existent, non-existent.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
My pleasure. Yeah, so existent is contradictory with non-existent as well, yeah? Yeah, okay.
Christophe,
Yes?
how many possibilities between existent and selflessness? I'm a bit confused. Can we say it's equivalent or not?
That would be difficult because non-existent, yeah, for instance, a square round doesn't exist, yeah? So I cannot have a self, and it cannot be a self. So it's necessarily a selfless or selflessness.
So a non-existent is empty of objective existence as well.
Yes, or the Sautrantika would not necessarily speak about empty of objective existence, but they would say it's empty of a self of a person. Yeah. So how many points?
Then three.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah, three, I would say.
3. So you can find something which is nada.
Oh, no.
Okay, so it's a special type of 3 or special type of 4, yeah? So
I said 3.5.
3.5, yeah, you remember? Exactly. Very good. Okay. So existence and selflessness are not contradictory because any existence has to be selfless. Yeah. Otherwise, then and all the Buddhist system, yeah, falls apart. Yeah, everything has to be selfless. Okay, very good. Okay. So up to now, it was the thought consciousness who decided, yeah, who was the boss. So now we will see something different, but very interesting as well, which will be very useful for many things, for the two truths in the Madhyamaka and so on. Yeah, one entity and different entities. So it's not the thought consciousness anymore who will be the boss, but the direct perception. Direct perception, as you know, we have access to the whole universe with those two types of minds, yeah, thought consciousness and direct perception, or non-conceptual cognition, we would say, in a more broader way. Okay, okay. So yes, when we want to know if two phenomena are one entity or different entities, they necessarily have to be different anyway. Yeah. So first, the thought consciousness has to be the boss anyway. You cannot say, for instance, that table is one entity. Table is one, that's all. Yeah. Table is one because we compare it with nothing. We don't compare it with anything at all. Yeah. So table is one. Okay. But table is not one entity. We will see what it means, one entity. Okay. So the bunch of flowers is not one entity, it's just one. Yeah, it's not different. Okay, but two roses are different entities. Why? Because the direct perception is able to perceive that. Yeah. So that's what it means, yeah. Two entities, if a direct perception is able to distinguish them, so there are two entities. Yeah. If it appears, if it were to appear to a direct perception, and they would appear separately, they are different entities. Yeah. Yeah, they would appear to the direct perception and they would appear separately. So they would be different entities. That's very, very important, yeah, to keep that in mind. Okay. Yeah, for instance, the two roses, yeah, the two roses are different entities because the eye consciousness is able to distinguish them, no? They appear separately to the same direct perception, yeah? So in that sense, maybe you heard, and I should correct in the chart that I sent to you last time, Daniel Perdieu is using also same substantial entity, but in my classes, I will just speak about one substance. One substance, different substances. It's much more literal according to Sanskrit and Tibetan, and it's simpler as well. Yeah? Okay, so when we speak about different entities, it's the broader category for the direct perception. Yeah, yeah. Okay. And when we speak about different substances, it's only for impermanent phenomena, yeah, which have to appear to a direct perception. Yeah, but the whole set of phenomena cannot necessarily appear to direct perception. Okay, so that's why we have some, we will make some nuance, but that's okay for now. Okay, seed and sprout, one entity or different entities? Yes, Richala?
Different entities,
Different entities because?
because direct perception is able to perceive them separately.
Exactly, perfect. They appear separately to direct perception, yeah. Perfectly. When one appears, the other cannot appear, and so on. Very good. So in that very case, because both are impermanent, we could say they are different substances. Yeah. It's just the term that we will use for impermanent phenomena. When there are different entities and both are impermanent, we would say they are different substances. Yeah. And if two phenomena are one entity and both phenomena are impermanent, we would say they are one substance. It's just the names that we would use. Yeah, but that's if you say one entity, different entities is the broadest term, and that would be okay. Okay, so now okay, a person and impermanent. we we put aside Bob. We would say a person and impermanent. Are they one entity or different entities? Oh, it's a bit crunchy now.
Different entities.
Different entities for Nico. Okay, who would follow him? Who would have another point of view? Which I would
But
highly
can
encourage to have another point of view.
direct perception be impermanent?
Sorry,
Can
Chavila?
direct perception be impermanent?
Ah, wow, that's a powerful question. Wow, Chavila is about to become very, very powerful challenger. Yes. Okay. So what did you say, by the way?
I asked if direct perception can be impermanent.
Yes, okay. So when we say that impermanence appears to the direct perception, does it mean that direct perception has to realize? Like for instance, okay, I will use that beautiful magic tool, which is sometimes inspired by Venerable Gendamdul. Okay, you will tell me how many pages has gone through your eye consciousness. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. Yeah. How many pages? I got 151. So can we deny that those pages appeared in front of your eye consciousness? We cannot deny that, yeah, but is our eye consciousness able to realize? That's another thing, yeah. So because subtle impermanence is going so fast, we cannot realize by our eye consciousness, ear consciousness, and so on, but still it appears. Yeah. Okay, very good. Yeah, because impermanence, yeah, is itself impermanent. And as we said, if it's impermanent, it has to be the appearing object to direct perception. Yeah. So of course, to be the appearing object doesn't mean that it is realized. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Sorry. So person and impermanent.
Oh, excuse me, when you say it's not realized, you mean it's not perceived?
We could say it is apprehended, but it's not realized. Like
What do you mean by realized?
to realize mean to cut superimpositions, to identify or to, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So like, you know, for inattentive cognitions, yeah, like for instance, you go to the show, to the magic show, and the magician is has some gestures, he hides things and so on. But sometimes, yeah, things appear to our eye consciousness, but it's going so fast, our eye consciousness is not able to realize or to ascertain that, yeah. But still it appears, because if you record that with a camera, and you put a low, how do you say, a low pace movie, then you could see that. You could see how many pages are gone through your eyes, eye consciousness, and you could see the gesture of the magician on the, you know, in the show. Okay, very good. Yeah, so we call inattentive cognition. Yeah, inattentive cognition. Yeah, it's a kind of direct perception. It's necessarily not mistaken, it's unmistaken, but it's unrealizing. It's not realizing its object. Yeah. So it's not discordant with reality, but not being discordant with reality doesn't mean that it realizes that reality. Yeah. Yeah, we have another example for that, like correct assumption. Correct assumption is not discordant with regard to reality, but it's not realizing reality as well, yeah? Okay. Okay, so we will maybe touch that later, yeah, about the different types of direct perceptions, yeah? But here we have the direct perception in general. So, of course, a person is necessarily impermanent. You know that. Yeah, you know that a person is necessarily impermanent. Okay, so where a person appears, it's changing by moment by moment by moment. The fact that it's changing moment by moment has to appear as well. No, it's that the very nature of the person. No, to change moment by moment. Yeah. So, but it looks like very static, like Geshe Dreyfus would say in recognizing reality. Yeah, he says that, you know, like for instance, you are looking to Bob, so it looks like it's not changing. Why? Because in Tibetan we would say Jawa Shenjung. Jawa Shenjung means different types of instances or different types, but they are very similar. Jawa in Tibetan, very similar. Like you look at a cartoon, you watch a cartoon, for instance, yeah. Then the images are so very close to one another that it looks like it's very fluid. But in fact, it's a drawing after a drawing after a drawing. Yeah, and for subtle impermanence, that's the same. Bob, you have a smallest instant of Bob, and followed by another instant of Bob, another instant. Those instants of Bob are so similar. It looks like permanent. Yeah, it looks like permanent because Dawa Shenjung, all those different types are very similar. Okay. And our eye consciousness is not able to realize subtle impermanence anyway. Yeah, only a yogic direct perception or yogic direct perception is able to do so. Okay. Yeah, but still, because it's in the very nature of a person to be impermanent, each time you see a person, each time you see yourself in the mirror, your impermanence appears, but you are not realizing that. Wow, that's very important, yeah? Okay, that's why we need to think. We need to use our reasonings in order to ascertain our subtle impermanence, selflessness, emptiness, and so on. Yeah, of course, selflessness and emptiness, they don't appear. Yeah, but subtle impermanence is appearing. Okay. Okay, so if they appear to a direct perception and they don't appear separately, they would be one substance or one entity. Okay, so when you see a person, can you say that the subtle impermanence of the person appears in the garden and the person in the house? Where would be the subtle impermanence of the person? In the garden when the person is in the house?
No, it's
Where?
always with a person. It has to be with a person.
It has to be with the person. Where is your impermanence? Where you are. And where are you? Where is the person? Can the person be in the garden when the person's aggregates are in the house? No. Where is the person? The person is where the aggregates are. Okay, so your subtle impermanence is where your subtle aggregates are. Yeah? Oh, sorry. Is where your aggregates are, or where your person is. Okay, so when you point towards one, you have to point toward the other. So that means one entity. So the person and its impermanence are one entity. Do you agree?
This one I agree, but person and impermanent, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, okay. So that's good to share our doubts, yeah? Then we can try to discuss that, yeah? So yes, the person and its impermanence on one side, and the person and impermanent on the other side. That's very different, yeah? Okay, that's very different. When we compare here on the screen, we compare Bob and impermanent, or person and impermanent. Okay, we are not comparing the person and its impermanence, but that's very similar, you know, where a person appears, something impermanent appears, an impermanent thing appears.
But then can I say Christophe and color are one entity?
That would be difficult because a person is not form.
But
Yeah.
when Christophe appears, color appears.
Okay, so we could say that because when the person appears, the face of the person has to appear. The face and its color, they have to appear. Yeah, we have a color because there is a face, yeah, but without the face, like for instance, in the formless realm, we don't have any color and so on. Still, you have persons, yeah? Okay,
Let's
so
take this one. Let's take this one.
yeah.
So Mr. Sloth, which is not a person, and color. Can I say these are one entity?
We could say that the color of yes, we could say that the color of the skin of Mr. Sloth, but color and person, I would not say that they are one entity.
Then how person and impermanent are one entity? I don't
Mm.
understand.
Yeah, that's a good question. Really good. Because color is too specific. The color has to be a characteristic of form. Yes, but impermanent has to be the characteristic of persons, forms, consciousnesses, and so on. Yeah. That's very specific color. Color is not, it's only a characteristic of a form, of the physical world. Yeah. So of course you don't have any person without any body. Yeah, you have a person because you have the body of the person as well. But at some in some realms you would not have any body. You would have only persons. Okay. So yes, the impermanent is characterizing the whole set of conventional reality of the person. Yeah, yeah. The person, its color, its her aggregates, everything in the person is impermanent except some phenomena like selflessness, existent, and so on. Yeah. Okay. Okay, is that convincing enough? Okay.
I have to think about it.
Yes. Yes, that's very interesting. Not to just accept what I'm telling to you, but to double check. Yeah, that's very, very, very precious. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, because person and impermanent have to appear to direct perception and they cannot appear separately, you cannot find, you cannot have a person which cannot appear without its impermanence appearing. Yeah, necessarily. It's changing moment by moment, so it has to show that in one sense. But to show that doesn't mean that we notice that. Okay, very good. Okay, so now existence and selflessness, are they one entity or different entities? Yeah, if you were to be able to perceive them, yeah, if we have to use a very specific expression, yeah, if you were to be able to perceive them, if they were to appear to direct perception, they could not appear separately. Yeah, because wherever existence appears, selflessness has to appear. In a loose sense, yeah, because the existence and selflessness are only appearing objects to thought consciousness, yeah, because they are permanent. But if they were to appear to direct perception, like for the omniscient mind, they would not appear separately for that omniscient mind. Where an omniscient mind sees an existent, it sees a selfless. Yeah.
What about Narya being in meditative equipoise who apprehends selflessness? Oh yeah, well, it's an existence, so yes.
Yes. So
Yeah, just forget about what I said.
okay. Okay. So we have to keep that in mind, yeah, how direct perception would be able to distinguish things and how thought consciousness is able to do so. So of course, you can imagine that if two items are different entities, it means they are distinguished by direct perception. They are even more distinguished by thought consciousness. It's even easier. Like for instance, table and chair, are they different entities? Table and chair. Table and chair, okay. Pot and pillar. Okay, house and garden. Okay, monk and temple. Monk and temple. Different entities, okay. Person and aggregates. Ah, that's even more complex here, yeah, because direct perception is not able to distinguish them, so we have to count on our thought consciousness in order to do so. Yeah, one person, 5 aggregates, can they be equal? Yeah, I'm not very good in mathematics usually, but 1 and 5 is still okay. Yeah, can you have one person which is equal to 5 aggregates? No, they are contradictory, but still they are one entity because direct perception is not able to distinguish them. Oh,
Why
yeah,
are they contradictory?
because 1 and 5, how many points? One person, 5 aggregates. Could you find common bases between 1 and 5? Except if you are Jean-Claude Van Damme in Belgium.
but, but if we take person and it's 5 aggregates, is that contradictory?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
Wow. Wonderful. That's so precious. Because now you see, when we speak about a person and the aggregates, you see where we go with the Madhyamika. Yeah, we go to the to the highest philosophy. Yeah, but now we need first to understand what means. Yeah, one entity, different entities, because we could, for instance, sometimes, like in the Heart Sutra, when they say Zu tomba tombani zuzu zule tombani shemain tombani lekian zu shemaino. The form is empty, emptiness is form. There is no form other than emptiness, and there is no emptiness other than form. We could imagine that it means they are one. But what Avalokiteshvara is telling is that they are one entity. Oh, now we go a little bit more profoundly in the text. form and emptiness are one entity, because for the Buddha, when he sees form, he necessarily sees emptiness where there is form, and when there is the emptiness of that form, he sees that form. So for his direct perception, they appear, but they don't appear separately. Still, they are contradictory, because form and emptiness cannot be. You cannot find any common base. One is a negation, one is an affirmation, one is permanent, one is impermanent. So you cannot find any common base between the two truths. Still, in the Mahayana philosophical systems, they are one entity, the two truths. Still contradictory. What is one is necessarily not the other. Wow. That's so precious. We get more tools in order to go towards the Mahayana schools. That's very, very, very interesting. Okay, so another point here, if you are very hungry, another point here is that when Nagarjuna is checking that, is in the chapter 18, in the Madhyamaka Shastra, and also chapter 22, when he's checking about the Buddha and his aggregates. So those two chapters, when he's checking, is the person the same, or is the person one or different from the aggregates? So why Nagarjuna is checking that? Because when we, as Sautrantika, we say the person and the aggregates are one entity. When we have the inherent existent in mind, we should tend towards the fact that they are one. If they are one entity, but inherently, that would mean they are one. So Nagarjuna is checking, is the inherent person and the inherent aggregates one? No, they cannot be one. So there would be, the Sautrantika would say, okay, they are different, but if they are inherently different, they should be different entities. Even the direct perception should be able to distinguish them. So Nagarjuna is checking, is the person separate or different, inherently different from the aggregates? No. So there is no inherent person at all. Because if it is not one and not different, it cannot exist. If it exists, it has to be one or different. If it's not inherently one, it's not inherently different, it doesn't exist at all. That's very, very precious, We will speak about it again, I hope, in the future. But here it's to prepare us in order to understand what is the relationship between the two truths, between the person and the aggregates, between form and emptiness, and so on and so on. That's very, very useful. Okay, but slowly, slowly we will try to unfold that, I hope. What time? I hope it's not too late for you. Okay, so if we still have a few minutes, we can try to see that, that the distinction that we can do with regard to the whole universe can be made by direct perception or thought consciousness. You got it already. Okay. So when we want to check if two phenomena are one entity or different entities, they have to be different anyway. Okay, sorry. They have to be different anyway. If we want to check if cup is one entity or different entities, it's nothing of that. It's just one. Okay, so one doesn't mean one entity. If it is one, it cannot be one entity. And if it is one entity, it cannot be one, because if it is one entity, it means we speak about a few phenomena, at least two different phenomena. And for different entities as well, and so on. Okay, very good.
Can I just ask a question? So did I understand correct? Like this different or contradictory, it holds for conceptual consciousness?
Yes,
And one
exactly.
entity or different entity we apply to direct perceptions.
Yes,
And
exactly.
consciousness. Like I could not apply one entity to a mental consciousness.
Thought consciousness will be the final, you mean? Yes. When we speak about, one entity, different entities, of course, our thought consciousness is checking, of course, But in dependence on what the direct perception is able to do or not. Yeah, because of course we need our thought consciousness in order to say pot and pillar are different entities. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but the definitions like one entity or different entities, it applies to what we perceive.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
okay, thank you very much. Yeah.
Perception, yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so now if we try to compare phenomena, because during the in the quiz I noticed that we need to speak again about things like this.
Oh, excuse me, just to
Yes.
come back to what Sigun was saying,
Yes.
there are direct mental perceptions.
Yes.
So these direct mental perceptions can perceive, entities, one entity or different entities.
Okay.
But
You
the thought,
you
the
mean
indirect consciousness, the thought consciousness cannot, but a
yeah.
direct mental one, because I think that Sigmund used the word mental
Yeah.
perception at one point. So I just wanted to bring up that if it's
Yeah.
a direct mental perception, like the Buddhas have, you can distinguish, you can talk about the different one entity or different entities.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yes, because when we speak about mental direct perceptions, we have two types, and those that are indicated in this occasion, and those that are not indicated in this occasion in the text. Yeah, like in mind in Tibetan Buddhism, you could check from Lati Rinpoche. There are many good things in that very fantastic book. Okay, so yeah, for the direct mental perception, which apprehends a form, in this case, we could not say that it distinguishes anything because it's inattentive, yeah? But for the mental direct perception that is not indicated on this occasion, like clairvoyances and so on, yeah, you could have non-inattentive cognitions, yeah? So they could distinguish if both two phenomena are two entities or one entity, yeah? Okay, but the main point here is not that is the direct perception able to distinguish them. Of course, it's my way to speak about that, but it has to, from its own side, yeah, it's from its own side, the object has to appear separately or not separately. Yeah. That the fact that the mind is able to recognize or to realize that or not is not taken into consideration. Yeah? Okay, good, very good. Okay, that's why we use a kind of like a conditional. Yeah, if it were to appear to a direct perception, and if it were not to appear separately, it would be one entity. It is one entity if it were to appear, because sometimes in many cases you find permanent phenomena, and permanent phenomena are not able to appear to direct perception. Yeah, in the Sotrantika. Okay, but we speak about a possibility, yeah? If it were to appear for the omniscient mind, yeah, or we can think about that context. In that case, it always functions, yeah. For the omniscient mind, if it appears separately, it's different entities. If it doesn't, if it appears but not separately, it's one entity, yeah. Okay, okay, yeah. But still, the Sotrantika would have difficulties to to explain how permanent phenomena were to appear to the omniscient mind. Okay, so if you still have questions, please dare to ask them. Otherwise, we can go a little bit in those refined distinctions. Yeah, like for instance, can you find an answer? Yeah, it follows that you know the difference between different from cup and cup among contradictory, equivalent, 3p, 4p.
Accept.
Okay, accept. Wow, we have brave participants. Okay, so pause it.
I would say contradictory.
Different from cup and cup. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, at the first glance, it seems to be contradictory. So it follows that blue cup is not a cup because it's different from cup.
The reason is not established.
The subject blue cup is not different from cup.
Accept.
Okay, it's not different from cup. Because
Accept. Because it's a cup.
so it's a cup. If it's a cup, it's necessarily not different from cup.
Accept.
Okay, so wooden cup is not different from cup. Is one with cup.
Okay, maybe I need to revise what is one with.
Oh yeah, that's why we are doing that. Yeah, one with cup. It means that your thought consciousness is not able to distinguish that. So in the whole multiverse of the Guardians of the Galaxy, what is one with cup?
So only cup is one with cup.
Yes, only cup is one with cup. But is blue cup a cup or not a cup?
It's a cup, but it's not one with cup, right?
Exactly, wonderful. So it can be cup without being one with cup, yeah? Yeah, the subject blue cup, it follows it is a cup. Okay,
Accept.
and the subject blue cup, it follows that it is different from cup.
Accept.
Yes, it is different from cup because,
Because it's not one with cup.
so if it is not one with cup, it has to be different from cup.
Accept.
Okay, so it follows that, no, okay. It follows that a blue unicorn is
Oh,
different from cup because it's not one with cup. Okay, so the subject blue cup, it follows it is different from cup.
accept.
Oh, it is different from cup because
I don't have a valid reason.
They are
yeah,
diverse phenomena.
yeah, because it's a phenomenon which is diverse from cup. Yeah, or we could say blue cup, as Ingrun said, different from cup. Sorry, blue cup is a diverse phenomenon, and we could say blue cup and cup are diverse phenomena. Yeah, they are different. Okay, okay, very good. So we can have an item which is different from cup, still being a cup, a blue cup, a wooden cup, a glass cup, and so on. Yeah, there are cups, but they are different from cup because only cup is one with cup. Blue cup is not one with cup, but is still a cup. Yeah. Okay, that's very, very, very crucial for the rest of the studies. Okay, like we are all existence, yeah, we exist, but we are not one with existent. We are different from existent, still being existent. Yeah. Okay, so if it's different from cup, is it necessarily a cup or not?
No.
No, for instance,
A laptop.
a laptop is different from cup and is
Accept.
not a cup.
Accept.
I'm trying to check if I put some. Oh, yes, I put some slides. I thought I didn't have to finish them. Sorry. Sorry, I made a mistake. It was not blue cap, red cap. Same, but different. Okay, then after you said a laptop, yeah, Nicola. Okay, if we say a unicorn, would it be okay or not?
A unicorn cannot be different from cup
It cannot be because.
because it's a non-existent.
Because it's not a diverse phenomenon from cup. Yes, exactly. So laptop or table, okay, that would work, no? Yeah. Okay, table, tree is different from cup and is not a cup. Okay, so can you find a cup which is not different from cup?
Cup.
Cup, the subject cup, it follows that it's cup.
Accept.
Okay. The subject cup, it follows it is cup because, then you say because it's a cup.
Because it is suitable to be shown as a cup.
Yes, exactly. Yes, why not? We could say so.
It's
So
a
you,
cup. It's a cup
yeah?
because it's bulbous.
Ah,
Raised bulbous container that can hold water.
okay. Are you speaking about Bob? Okay, because Bob is also bulbous and has flat flat feet. And okay. Yes, usually we use in the Tibetan definitions, we use Bumba. Bumba is a kind of pot, or to use to how to say, we could say yeah, for water, to put water and so on. Okay, Bumba. So we say pot in French, in English, but yeah, that's a bit weird. Okay, so the definition is yeah, flat based, round bellied, able uh, able to hold water, yeah, which has the capacity to hold water. Okay, then if it's if it's flat base, uh, round bellied, able to hold water, it's necessarily a cup.
Accept. Oh well,
Okay.
pot.
A pot, yeah, exactly. Okay, so I would say so, yeah, cup is cup, no? But cup is not different from cup. Because
Because they are not diverse.
they are not diverse, okay. If they are not diverse, they are necessarily not different.
Accept.
Yes, yeah, it works. Yeah. Yeah, trust in yourself. I trust in yourself. Yeah, may the force will be with you, Nicola. Yes, yes. If it's not diverse, it's not different. Exactly. Okay. That would be different if we say if it's not diverse, it's one. Ah, in this case, we would have some difficulty. But if it's not diverse, it's not different. That's okay. Very good. So can you find something which is not different from cup and not cup? Who wants to say something? Can you find something which is none of them, yeah? Which is not different from cup and which is not cup.
A blue unicorn.
A blue unicorn. Yeah, a blue unicorn. Only a non-existent, yeah. Can be chosen because, what is not a cup? There are many things, but what is not different from cup? Yeah. Either it is one with cup or it doesn't exist. Yeah. So we cannot choose something which is one with cup because it was already in cup, which is not different from cup. So we have to choose a non-existent. Exactly. So 4p between different from cup and cup. Yeah. So it's quite counterintuitive because at the first glance, we tend to think that they are contradictory, But in fact, you can find something which is cup without being one with cup. Yeah, very good. So, okay. I don't know if we have time to do that now, but maybe I could give you that as an exercise for next time. It was already in the quiz. Some of them were already in the quiz, but I can redo it again in one sense to make you double check the difference between first contradictory with cup and different from cup for next time, and non-cup and different from cup. Also for next time, you will have some homework to find some items. And if you find something, it could be contradictory, but if you find some things, okay, contradictory with cup and non-cup and different entities contradictory and different entities. We will see that next time, but all together. The last ones, we will see that all together. I will send you the slides as well for today. And if you can check, I will send you a message on the WhatsApp again, and or maybe I will prepare some type of quiz, some type of quiz where you have to choose the items yourself. That would be nice, and a nice exercise. I will prepare that and I will send it to you. So we shall keep in mind a few things. Is that there should be some kind of match between the ontology and epistemology. So we have permanent phenomena, impermanent phenomena, we have thought consciousness, direct perception, and so on. We have the distinction that can be at least be made by thought consciousness, but it can be also made by the direct perception. So it's even worse in one sense. If the direct perception is able to distinguish them, they are even more different. Yeah. Okay. And okay, then it will prepare us for the rest. And also we will try to, for next times, to go a little bit more in what means the thought consciousness, what means the direct perception. So we will try to check a little bit about that. And we'll try to find the answers of the last debates here. Okay? Is it okay for everyone? If it goes too fast, please, I highly encourage you to dare to say, oh, it was not clear, you spoke too quick, or your broken English is so awful. You can use any means to make me go a little bit lower. But you are very, very lucky, because when I speak in French, the rhythm is even worse. So you are very lucky that I have to speak in English. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nicola. Thank you, Tushita, Deli. Thank you, Chavila, and all the past participants. It's always a great pleasure for me to learn with you, to broaden our mind, to sharpen our mind, yeah, for the sake of all the beings. Thank you so much. And take care, and I will send you some messages and things like this. Yeah, okay? Thank you so much, and take care. See you next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Christophe, good night.
Christophe,
Thank
Bye,
you.
good
Good
night.
night.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you to all.
Thank you.